roast beef in. We've got ourselves some brown gravy. Then we got 2 different batches of homemade mashed potatoes. So the au jus sauce was 1 packet of au jus mix with a spoon of beef bouillon and onion bouillon. And then I poured a couple tablespoons of that into the gravy for more flavor. Now we've got 2 different mashed potatoes here. Hard to stir and hold with one hand, but I will do this. Alright, both potatoes seem to be stirred up enough. Hope I didn't make that too thick. You gotta make sure you use butter and milk when you make mashed potatoes. Go ahead and turn everything. Okay. Now we want to check the temperature of this stock. We're just gonna. Okay, that tastes really good, but we're gonna go ahead and turn that up a little bit. So what we do is we put the roast beef in this stock, and then you let the roast beef sit in the stock for just a couple of minutes. Now you can do this with chicken or turkey as well, but then you use chicken stock on either one. And you would use chicken gravy instead of brown gravy if you were doing a chicken or a turkey Manhattan. Now you do the same thing with mashed potatoes and the bread, but the gravy and the meat change. So if you're doing a turkey Manhattan, you use turkey gravy or chicken gravy. Same with if you do a chicken Manhattan. I've never done a Manhattan with anything other than chicken, turkey, or beef. So I don't know, for example, what you would do with pork. Now, we lightly toasted our bread. Now you can do this as cold bread, or you can do it toasted. I'm going to try toasted today. I've never done this, but I read online that some people actually toast it. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to take this roast beef and put it into that au jus sauce. Now this will only cook for a few moments. It doesn't take very long. The struggle is real one-handed. Haha. Now we see this smoking. We're just going to go ahead and piece in our roast beef. 1 piece of roast beef. 2 pieces of roast beef. 3 pieces of roast beef. 4 pieces of roast beef. Now you might wonder why I'm doing it like this. If you just throw the chunk in there, it's not gonna heat up right. So you want to make sure that when you drop the lunch meat into the broth, that you fully separated the lunch meat. So when it enters the broth, it'll float freely. That way it'll cook evenly and faster. Now you don't want to cook it long, and you don't want your stock to actually be boiling, because you don't want to overcook the meat. Now you're just trying to warm it up and make it a little flavorful. So that's the only part of this. You're not actually cooking it. It's lunch meat, so it's already cooked. Now, as I said, you do the same thing with chicken or turkey. You just have a chicken broth instead. Alright. So we're going to let this sit for about two or 3 minutes. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pull this meat out, put it over the bread, and then we cover the meat with mashed potatoes and gravy. We've got regular buttermilk mashed potatoes right here. And then right here, we've got our homemade red potatoes. Or, can't remember what this one was. I think it was red potato. Now I've already mashed it up pretty good, so I'm just kind of stirring it at this point. We're pretty much just waiting for the meat to cook. Now the meat is cooking in what's called au jus sauce. Okay, so I've got au jus sauce with better beef bouillon and onion bouillon. So this hot broth is essentially heating up the meat. Alright, yep, that's looking done. Like I said, you don't want to do this long. You don't want to do this long. You don't want to change the color of the meat, which I may have accidentally done. I may have slightly overcooked it. I'll know in a second. Yep, it started to overcook. Whew. Looks like I checked it in time. Alright. Now we just cover the bread, the 2 slices of toast, with the meat. Alright, that's all of it. So we're just going to go ahead and turn that off. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do half and half on our mashed potatoes. So one side is going to get these mashed potatoes. Okay. Come on. Doing this one-handed. Decided to try this today, and this is a terrible idea. The struggle is real. Oh, scoop mashed potatoes. Scoop. Ooh, you know what? I just realized my fork about to get covered. Let's go ahead and just stick it right there. Alright. Let's turn off the potatoes. I didn't realize they were still on. Alright. Now we're going to take these potatoes. Ah! That was hot. And scoop it over here. Alright, now that I've had my potatoes, we're going to go ahead and smash them on there all nice and even like. Alright, I can tell I could use a little bit more on the potato. So we're going to do one more spoon over here. And we're going to grab one more spoon right here. Oh, yes. Alright, now we just mash this down. Get it all nice and covered. Now we're going to get our gravy. Whisk our gravy up a little bit. Make sure it's nice and good. Alright. Put that right there. Okay, let's be careful here. Pouring on the gravy. That was what I didn't want to happen. I didn't want. Oh, that's tasty. Oh, that's tasty. Well, I'm going to need more gravy than that, so. All right. All right, gravy is important for this dish. All right, last thing we need is pepper. Oh, all right, move my pepper. It's right up here. Hit it with the pepper, son. The pepper. All right, now this is how you make a Manhattan. Check back in 5 while I review the Manhattan. Thank you for coming. I hope you liked how to make the beef Manhattan, turkey Manhattan, chicken Manhattan, Manhattan video. Now come watch me eat it and see the review. Back in 5. Until next time, Crazy Kyle out. Actually, I guess I could just review eating it. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'll do that. I'll just make it one video. Time to eat the beef Manhattan. Beef Manhattan. So, we had our roast beef on top of 2 slices of toast with mashed potatoes and gravy. But can't forget, gots to have the meat. Otherwise your Manhattan is kind of meatless. I guess you'd call that a vegetarian Manhattan. I ain't about that life, yo. Back in 5 when I eat it. Crazy Kyle out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Come back for more.